don't know exactly when it's supposed to start. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. This is an awesome venue. All right, my talk tonight is about tea. And a lot of people don't know what tea is. I didn't know if it was an animal or came from a mineral or even vegetable. It turns out that tea, I just wanted to check that. It turns out that tea is a plant. It's from the Camellia sinensis plant, and there are many varieties of camellia, but only 2 of them make tea. And the regions and areas it's grown in, they're very particular in order to get the true flavor of tea. Why do I know so much about tea? I spent 6 months in India, traveling all over the country, staying on tea gardens, learning all about the cultivation process in the fields and the factories, and I came back with quite a lot of knowledge about tea, specifically Indian tea. Tea is grown in hilly areas, in mountainous areas, and also in the plains. It takes a certain amount of rainfall and a certain temperature throughout the year to get that really true flavor of tea, which Lipton does not seem to have captured. 30 countries around the world, just over 30 countries, produce tea, China being the biggest. India's number 2. China and Indonesia make tea, and there's some fantastic teas from Turkey and Kenya, and you'll see some from South America. There's no wrong way to drink tea. There's white, oolong, black, and green. All come from the same raw material, all come from that Camellia sinensis plant. So it's just a matter of how long it's oxidized. And what is oxidation? It's when you cut an apple or cut an avocado and it turns brown, same thing happens with tea. The tea leaves are plucked and exposed to air, and the longer they're exposed to air, the darker the color and the darker the tea. So black tea is fresh tea leaves that have been oxidized the longest completely, and it takes about 4 hours. Tea is not fermented, it's oxidized only, except in the case of pu'er, which is actually aged. It's exposed to air and then dried. Oolong is exposed to air not quite as long as black tea. It's about midway, usually 2 hours or so, and then steamed or pan-fried, and it gives you that flavor in between green and black. And then green tea is oxidized just while the leaves are still green. They halt the oxidation process by steaming. High heat stops oxidation, and so it can be steamed or pan roasted to retain the color, and that's the difference between green and black tea, usually about 2 or 3 hours. White tea is not oxidized at all. It's fresh tea leaves that are plucked right from the plant and then simply dried. The color of the cup is not actually white, it's a golden color, but only the place where it comes off the branch is the only place that oxidizes, and that's why it's so light. Masala chai is a mix of black tea, spices, milk, and sugar, and it's usually brewed anywhere from 6 minutes to half an hour, depends on who's making it for you. And it's fantastic. If you haven't tried it yet, please do. It's like pumpkin pie spices. There's no wrong way to drink tea, except when you use overboiled water. White teas tend to take about 6 minutes, green teas 4 minutes, and black teas maybe only 1 or 2. So lighter teas steep a lot longer. Always read the instructions. Herbal infusions, they're called tisanes. They're not actually teas. They come from different plants. They have different medicinal and chemical properties, and so you can mix them with tea, but they're not actually tea. Tea refers to Camellia sinensis plant itself. What's the best way to enjoy tea? Any way you like it. If you're out camping, great. I like my tea with milk and sugar, but whether it's a mug or fine china, however you want to have it is how it's best. With tea size does matter. The smaller the pieces, the more full-bodied cup you're going to get. So that means you can't see to the bottom of the cup. And when you have that situation, then it takes milk and sugar really very well. Lighter teas don't so much. So if you don't like it strong, go for a twisted leaf. When you're making tea, you're only using a teaspoon of tea versus a tablespoon of coffee. So tea has about 1/3 as much caffeine as coffee, and the lighter the tea, the less caffeine that it has. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, maybe try a white tea. It's a lot like wine. People that are crazy about tea are like wine fiends. Tea it's grown in different areas. There's different colors, different scents, different flavors, and there's never an end to how much you can enjoy it. You can make a good tea bad, but you can't make a bad tea good. It takes a lot of effort and time and skill to make tea, and so every cup that you have is special. You can never have the same cup twice, so appreciate what you have while you have it. If you'd like to know more, please check out my Kickstarter, Projects John M. Tea. This is tea, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you so much.